it's impossible to believe that Ray's not with us anymore, isn't it? You see him.
What an actor. Ray
Great
McAnally.
actor, great actor.
Amazing that he had done, I think, 200 and some pictures over the years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just an extraordinary number, and a lot of
Yeah.
television, of course, and he was a life member of the Abbey, I think, and
Yeah.
so on. And yet, it was just really at the end of that great career that he began to get sort of the international recognition from
That's right.
the Mission. I think that I'm haunted
That's right.
still, as you may be, by that shot of him as the Cardinal just staring into the camera after the end crawl in the Mission. It was one of the good strokes in that film, which was otherwise a mixed blessing, I think.
Powerful man, a big fella.
In every sense, yeah.
And he was working ferociously. I spoke to him about 2 weeks before he died, and he was making a film, walking from Land's End to John O'Groats, and he had 2 or 3 things on the offing, and he was really in the prime of his career in public terms. But of course, he'd been a great actor for years and years.
Yeah. Just remarkable. I've told many times that he came by and we chatted off the Mission, I think, and I wrote, which was, you could confirm was true, that saying that Ray McAnally talked was like calling Versailles a house. He just was one of the great talkers of the world. Always engaging, always fascinating.
I think he added a good week onto the schedule of the filming,
But then there was that remarkable young actor, Hugh O'Connor, who played you as a boy.
Hugh O'Connor, yeah. I mean, to find an actor of that age that's capable of working with the degree of intensity that Hugh can work with, and also with the degree he's capable of being objective as well. He can set about his task and order himself.
He started what? I think he'd been acting 4 or 5 years, which means he must have started when he was 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah, he's amazing. All of them. Brenda Fricker, I've loved her work for a long time, and when I read the script the first time, she immediately, as a visual image, she came to mind, and I was thrilled that she played that part.
Yeah.
And all the brothers too. I love the brothers.
Yeah. Oh, it's just it was a lovely casting, and just so nice to see a film made, I assume, on a very modest budget. I've never heard, but I mean, it cannot have cost that much to make.
No, it's very small.
It's the kind of film that needs the support of the critics. Just by its nature, it doesn't have the big budgets for the big display ads, and I think that if critics have any credibility at all, I think that they're drawn to it. And it seems to me that we've lived in a time when so many of the films are cynical and downbeat and existential, and I think when a film comes along that really celebrates the human spirit, as you say, that ferocity of the wish to communicate, I think people respond to it because they recognize that in their own lives perhaps more than they do the cynicism.
And also there's that, and when you see it's so tangible, the family as the source of strength in that situation, in Krista's life, and the strength that comes from the mother and from the tight-knit working-class Dublin community. So on. That's in itself, I find that very touching to see family life portrayed in that way, and I was aware of that already in the script form, and that's something that Jim Sheridan knows. He knows that for nothing, and I think he puts that on screen. That the spirit that comes from the center of the family.
Yeah. Let's talk about you for a minute in a longer sense. Your father is a poet and wonderful mystery writer under the name Nicholas Blake. He Who Must Die became a great film. And your mother is an actress, but also second generation, because your grandfather was Sir Michael Balcon, who made some wonderful films in England. So that there must have been a pull toward acting for you very young, and I think you were 12 when you did a bit, at least, in Sunday Bloody Sunday, didn't you?
Yeah, I scratched a few cars with a broken milk bottle.
Oh, is that?
It was funny,
I was trying to remember what you might have done.
I met John Slazenger, what would it have been, maybe 15, 17 years later, the opening of my beautiful laundress in Edinburgh, and it was the first time I met him. So that time he must have thought there had been a kind of logical progression from young hooligan to slightly older hooligan, without anything in between.
Right. But then you didn't do film for a while. You ended up, you were the Bristol Old Vic, I think, and did a thorough theater background.
That's right, yeah.
Where did you study? Were you at RADA or
No, at the Bristol Old Vic
Oh,
School.
that was a school.
That was a school which had an affiliation with the theatre company, and for that reason in itself, I very much wanted to go there. I wanted to be part of a, you know, to be able to go to the live theatre during that time.
And then you were with the Royal Shakespeare after that for a while.
Short while, yeah.
For a short while?
Yeah, a short while.
Yeah. Did you do your Hamlet at the Royal?
No, I did that at the National Theatre.
Ah,
Yeah.
With all the film work that you've done, is it now harder for you to get back to the stage, or will you continue to do film, or do you hope to balance both?
Well, in practical terms, for me, it's not difficult. In terms of expectation, I suppose, I mean, one of the reasons why Hamlet was made more difficult than it might have been was because I was a sort of supposedly rather presumptuous film actor, dipping his toes in the waters of the British theatre. And of course, if you only because it's unusual to make films in Britain, if you make 2 or 3 films, you become a film actor, and anything that you've done in the theatre is struck off the list. So from that point of view, it could become trickier. But my desire to work in the theatre could overcome that.